Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I've been meaning to film this video for the longest time. If you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you might have seen the videos where we moved to Portugal, we moved into this flat for the first time. Everything was unfurnished, so it was literally an empty box. And in a very short space of time, we made it to what it is now. And we haven't actually added that much to it since. So I kind of thought it was about time to do this video, show you what it looks like. I'm gonna come out and say it right now. This is the best room. This is the best space. Everything is really, really open planned in here. So I think that's probably my favorite part about it anyway. But this is definitely the space that we've put the most love into, but you're gonna see everything so you guys can tell me. So coming in from the front door, this is the view. And this was exactly the view of what I saw on the ad online when I first found the apartment, and I fell in love. The apartment has so much natural light. We first moved in at the end of August, so we kind of had a little bit of summer. It definitely had a lot more sun that was just like through the entire living space. So in winter, I think like the balcony got like nothing. It definitely seems like at summertime, it's going to be prime time for light and sun and gorgeousness in the apartment. You'll notice that there is so many cupboards and so much space in this flat. It's crazy. There is just cupboards upon cupboards upon cupboards. Some are fake cupboards. This isn't anything. This isn't anything. A pretty stacked and decent fridge, and also the freezer is amazing. It's like super cold. When we moved in, there was no washing machine, so we had to buy that. There was literally an empty space right there. So that was like 200 or 300 euros out of our banks instantly. Moving out of the kitchen, you get to our little dining area space. Now this is where I spend most of my time working. My favorite feature is the little reading nook. Do we want to call it that? I think it's so gorgeous. This is where Alba sits or stands every single day. I'm gonna put a video in. He loves it. I think it's because he can see all his friends that like walk up and down where he normally does his morning walks. He's just being like a nosy neighbor watching everyone, but it's really cute. In terms of the artwork, I got this on postery.com and the frame is from Ikea. Super cheap on postery.com, by the way. This is like my favorite print ever. I have it in like all of my photos, videos. It's from Drool. It was gifted to me like a few years ago, which is really, really, really cool. Now they're massive and I'm obsessed. I think it just makes any space look so cool. The dining table is from Ikea and I didn't assemble anything because I just refused to, but apparently it was really easy to assemble because you literally just like hook these things in here. And to be honest with you, like I love this kind of vibe, like a light piney wood kind of color. The chairs, this is Matcha, my little friend. The chairs are also from Ikea. We only bought two when we first went. So we bought this one and then managed to find this and this on Marketplace. They just work for the vibe because we just kind of needed four. In general, we need more chairs in this house because we're going to do so much hosting in summer. So I want to make it cozy and I want to have places that people can just chill and not be like cramped up on the sofa. Talking about the sofa and the living space, this is what it looks like. So you walk in from the dining space and then you're met with the sofa. And my favorite room, I would say. This is something we got from Ikea. The little lamp. I got the rack from Ikea. That's Joe's chessboard, lol. Plants that I'm killing. I'm such a bad plant mom, and this is something that I definitely need to research and do homework on because I cannot keep anything alive. The old apartment where I lived in London was so my vibe. It was when I lived alone, like a very grungy, cool, like a renovated warehouse kind of vibe. And that was always like my ride or die. I loved that place. Like I loved it so much. But this is obviously completely different, but I almost have the same kind of love for it because it's like the evolved version of me. Like I love color now. I love pink. I never would have said that like 4 years ago. I love having all these fun prints and yeah, little patterns just warms my heart. This is what I mean. Like there's definitely some baby stuff, but I kill everything. As soon as we got a dog, I knew that this sofa would not stay the way it was when we first got it. But the one thing I like is that you can push these things in and out so that it can look a bit tidier. I'm always on this sofa. I'm always on this sofa. It's so comfortable. Like, buying a sofa brand new was not on my plan. We did buy some things secondhand. I tried to find a sofa secondhand, but because we're not living like directly in Lisbon, we're living a bit further out in a place called Cascais. There's just not that many options near us. So we went to a shop called Conforama and we browsed around that shop, I want to say for like 4 hours, sitting on every single sofa. Like, I felt like it was like the bears in the porridge, whatever story that is. And then we sat on this sofa and we fell in love. I think it was like 900 euros, which like for us, that's like a massive purchase. So it definitely felt like a really bold thing to do, but really essential, because to be honest with you, I spend so much time on the sofa. I film here, I sit here, I do everything on the sofa. Like, I love a comfy sofa. I think it's essential. Good purchase, but yeah, it's not going to stay clean having a dog. Same with the rug. Like, I love the rug so much, but it never stays clean. For some reason, Albus always loves to vomit on it. So you can literally see he vomited like 2 days ago, and that's what it looks like. Cupboards upon cupboards upon cupboards. I've got like a little bookshelf here. This is another one of my squishmallows. My family like send them to me, so I collect them. Most of these are books that I've read. I have probably, yeah, like it's the self-help books that are like need to read. These like random things were in the apartment, like this, and this, and they just kind of stay there. I have hope that like one day I will think of things that will go in this space, but also we're renting this apartment for a year, and if we decide to stay longer, then it'll probably be 2 years. And yeah, it's just all so unpredictable when you're renting, so we kind of don't want to go like balls to the walls, like buying things and getting really excited about this specific space when we don't really know what's going to happen. This is the view from the other side, and I just love how open everything is. Like the fact that we can just see the table, like when I'm sitting on the sofa and I want to look over and I can just see Joe working. The TV stand we got on Marketplace, so there's like loads of scratches on it, but it doesn't really make a difference. We thought that we would paint it like pink or something crazy, but it kind of like, it just blends, so. And the balcony. My boyfriend Joe goes through so much clothes in the wash, so we got a second clothes hanger. A bike, which I bought and used once. Maybe I'll use it, maybe I'll sell it. All in all, this is our space. We would love to do more with it. We would love to make it gorgeous and comfy and cozy, but don't want to buy loads of unnecessary things in case the next place we live doesn't have a balcony. I love it. I think it's so cute. And the further it gets into summer, the more sunlight we're gonna have. I think we're also quite lucky with where we're living. This side of the apartment complex is facing the woods and the trees and like nature, whereas the other side is like a car park. So yeah. Walking back out of the living space, and this is exactly what I'm saying with how much space we have. Like all of these sliding drawers, which is full of like ones up above, which we have suitcases in. Like this is where like Albus's food, our recycling is. There is an endless amount of space. So walking down the hallway, you then have our bedroom on the left. The bedroom, let's talk about it. It's definitely not perfect. So when we first moved in, we didn't have a bed frame, so we were sleeping on a mattress for a little bit. Then once getting a bed frame, we wanted it to be against the wall. Our backs were to the window. After living in Portugal for a little bit of time, we realized how bad the mold situation is here. So now we've got dehumidifiers, but it still doesn't really help that much. Like we get a lot of mold, like black mold around the window. So we kind of constantly, and when I say we, I mean Joe does it, constantly have to get rid of it. So we definitely felt like at the time the smartest thing to do was to turn the bed around. And in hindsight, it's actually quite fun because I like waking up in the morning and seeing the window as opposed to seeing the wardrobes. Obviously it's not super practical because if you come in, like there's not that much space to like get into bed and stuff. And it doesn't look like the most gorgeous like initially walking into the room. It's practical for us, it makes the most sense. And then it's actually kind of nice because we have this separate space where we have the mirror and we have a little carpet, so it's cozy, all of our clothes, and yeah. And today is sheet changing day, but Albus loves sitting in the bed, and I don't want to move him. I don't want to be mean. I do really enjoy the artwork though. Coming out of the bedroom, you see the bathroom. Now, I'm not going to go into giant detail with the bathroom because it's nothing sexy. It's literally a standard toilet. The one thing that I did change was the shower curtain for obvious cleanliness reasons, but I think it kind of makes it look slightly cuter because it's pink. They scare me. I will never use it. I don't ever want to know. Like, there's no light, there's no window. It's literally just a bathroom. In this house, we have one bathroom, one toilet, one shower. There's only 2 of us, so it's fine. It is technically a 2-bed house, but for us, it's perfect, and we didn't want to be picky at the time, so it serves a purpose. I can brush my teeth, I can wash my face, I can have a shower. I don't have many baths, but everything else is perfect. And spare bedroom. We haven't done that much with the spare bedroom at all. Literally just this. This is where Joe likes to hide away and work, so I won't interrupt him for that long. Again, so much more storage in here. So we have a blow-up mattress in there, so whenever we have people stay, they get to stay on the blow-up mattress. How lucky. Joe's little working space. We got this in Ikea, we got the table in Ikea, we got this in Ikea, but it's quite cute. And also the perk is that you're right beside a window. So my mom did this little window box. There are flowers growing and looking summery and cute. It's the same view as like the balcony, and like that's Albus's little spot there. And then coming back in, forgot to show you a really important mirror. Mirrors are top tier in my opinion. This was actually already here, so I had something to check what I look like when I did all my furniture shopping. It's just sitting here, and you get a nice little view of the kitchen and the living room. So to talk like logistics, I found this place on an app called Idealista, which is a Portuguese and I think Spanish rental and like housing site. We got really lucky because we knew that we were coming over because my partner plays rugby. We both needed to come over and start working. So ideally we wanted to move straight into a flat and obviously sort Wi-Fi and just kind of get going straight away. I was consistently searching, and then I found this place, and funnily enough, I actually screenshot the photo of the living space, and this was before I reached out to them. I was gonna put it on a vision board, which I never did, but I was like, this is the kind of apartment that I want when we move to a European gorgeous country. And then I did actually reach out. They were happy to do an online viewing. So he showed us around online. He was so sweet. And then we had someone from the rugby club come and just double check it in person once we were happy with like how it looked ourselves. And they accepted it. And we literally just got a house. I feel like super privileged to be able to say that because I feel like a lot of people have had a massive struggle, especially with housing in Portugal and like trying to find a place. So we got really lucky and I'm honestly so happy. Obviously there was the curiosity element, like are we missing out on anything by not seeing other apartments? But in my opinion, no. So in terms of rent, we're not living in Lisbon. We're living in Cascais, which is like a 35-minute drive on a good day from Lisbon. It's known as like the bougie, expensive, rich area of like Greater Lisbon. So everyone here has nice cars, big giant houses. It's a lot more expensive to eat out. With all that in mind, it obviously means that rent is going to be more expensive. We had to live here because Joe literally plays rugby like a 4-minute walk from our house. Our initial budget looking for a place was probably going to be like 1,500 euros because we definitely wanted a 2-bed. We wanted an office space. And then we found this place, which was obviously really close to the club. We just went for it. So we pay 1,800 euros for rent. That doesn't include bills. We go half and half on our rent. So yeah, 900 each plus our bills. So all in all, we probably spend like just under 2 grand. We haven't had many issues. I think like the only thing I mentioned was the mold, which I think everybody has issues with in Portugal. So I think you just have to have a dehumidifier. You can't have your shoes or like nice clothes like kind of hidden away in like really dark cupboards. If it's damp, like you're just gonna have so much mold on your shoes. I haven't had that issue yet, but I've had friends tell me that. We have so much near us, like food shops. We do have a car, so it kind of makes it easier now, so we can drive places. In general, Ubers are really cheap here as well if we do need to go into Lisbon. Obviously, the biggest thing for us was to have to buy every single piece of furniture that's in the apartment. So it means that wherever we go next, we're gonna have to bring all of that furniture with us or sell it. But it was really important for me to love where I lived and to really feel like it was comfortable and cozy in like my home. So buying the furniture was not a big deal. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed watching. I actually am really glad that I filmed this because I think it's just fun for me to have even for the future, for the next time that I move, so that I've got this as evidence. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you want to know where anything is from, if you have any questions about Portugal or my process moving here from the UK, also happy to do a video about that as well. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in next week's video.